friends, it's Amy Ellis for Inspiring Stitches, and I am back with the next installment of our Sew Hometown Block of the Month. We're making these 12-inch fir trees, and they are really fun to customize with different fabrics in the tree portion. So I already have all my pieces cut, and I'm ready to get started. So we're going to begin in the very center here and work on constructing our tree, and we're just going to work our way out. So this one is sewn, and we pressed our seam allowances as mentioned in the pattern out away from the center, and we're going to add the next log. We're also going to attach this triangle to the edge of this last log here with a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you want to line up the top edge and let the excess hang over there so that you get a nice finish. Now these seams nest here if you follow the pressing instructions, and so we're going to go ahead and sew this last piece in place. Body of our tree is together in a log cabin fashion, and at this point in the pattern it says to trim to 6.5 inches if needed, and that is the wrong size. It needs to be 7.5 inches if needed, because we don't want to take off a whole inch from our unit. So if your block is measuring slightly larger than 7.5, go ahead and trim it down. But if not, and if you need to trim, I would trim on this edge, not this one. Okay, now we're going to not trim because my block is looking just right, and I'm going to add in the background around the tree body. So I have my triangles here. We're going to add here to the bottom first. Start sewing at this corner down. When you're laying your triangle over the pieced section, you want to make sure that you have a good 1/4 inch of overhang here at the top where you're going to start your seam for your seam allowance, to make sure that you have enough room for a point to make it into your quilt top. So make sure to have that overhang about 1/4 inch, if not slightly more. All right, take two. I was looking at all the trimming and talking you through my process when I realized my pieces were not big enough. And so I found a new piece of fabric. This is actually much too large, but I had a layer cake square on hand and I just used that. So we are going to trim this unit at 12.5 by 9.5. And so the key things I'm looking for is to have 1/4 inch up here at least, and the 9.5 inch mark down here. So I have a little extra up here, but I don't mind that, and it just means that I won't lose my point, and that's fine by me. So I'm going to trim away all this excess, and again, you can visit us at inspiringstitches.com. It's inspiring-stitches.com for pattern corrections, including this one. So I'm going to trim these edges away, and then we are nearly finished. All trimmed up. We are looking good here. I'm going to sew these two background pieces to the trunk and press it inwards, and then we'll be ready to finish the assembly. Okay, so now the last step is to simply join these two pieces. If you are looking to match, you want to look about 1/4 inch down on this straight seam and make sure that it matches on your diagonal seam. All right, so there's our finished fir tree block, and it's looking really cute and fun. Have fun with this, and we look forward to seeing your blocks. Thanks so much.